Hey everyone, welcome back. If some of you guys have not watched my latest videos and have not been up to speed with what is happening in my life, I have moved. I am not in Italy anymore. I am currently speaking to you from the United States. We have decided to move here, but as with any move, especially when we're talking about changing countries, the logistics can be a bit of a headache. And to me, that means 95% of my wardrobe is currently in a container on a ship traveling through the Atlantic Ocean, and it's probably only going to get here in 90 days. So I have been living off a couple of suitcases for the last couple of months, and it's just been kind of uninspiring, kind of sad. You guys know, I love the pieces that I have. So getting them down to a capsule, minimal, just the bare necessities was a challenge, and not having my favorite pieces with me to just dress up, style, and make me feel a little bit more at home in a new country hasn't been that easy. So I thought that to keep my spirits up and to get me inspired with fashion, given that I don't have enough pieces to do looks of the day or outfit journals or styling videos, we could talk about the pieces that I want to add to my wardrobe. So those little glittering additions that I feel will make a big difference once I have a closet full of clothes. These are all building blocks in my opinion, but a few of them might surprise you. So let's get to it. First item that I want to add to my collection is a pair of cowboy boots. I know, shocking. I never thought I would say this, but let me explain it to you. I have moved to Tennessee. A lot of you have been asking, how are you going to adapt your style to a southern state? How are you going to translate that classic, feminine, elegant aesthetic that you love so much to a reality that perhaps is not really geared towards that? I think that adding these little southern touches to my wardrobe might help with that. And cowboy boots have a history. They are, in my opinion, southern heritage at its best. And if I can find a pair that can talk with and sort of be combined with other pieces in my wardrobe without being too loud, without being too costumey, I think it might be a recipe for success. I was thinking about a black pair of cowboy boots that hit about at the knee, that have a very discreet yet traditional design. I don't want anything too decorated, nothing too intricate. I want something that I can wear with midi skirts, something that I can wear over trousers, perhaps with a beautiful wrap or a poncho, and make it look southern yet elegant. That is the aesthetic I am going for in the next couple of years. Hopefully I can achieve it. I have seen these from a brand called Aran. If any of you guys in the community are knowledgeable about cowboy boots, let me know if this is a legit brand, if you would advise me to get them, or if there are any other manufacturers that you think I should check out. I have also looked at Tecovas, but I didn't see anything that I loved in terms of what I'm looking for in terms of design. But I do think that it can be that little touch that won't make me look so out of place in my new environment. Second piece is a new wool coat. I really want a wool coat right now, actually, because it's starting to get a little cold and I don't have any coats here. And even though people are a little bit more laid back, a little bit more relaxed when it comes to style, I think a wool coat can be so much more versatile than a farm coat, than a barn jacket, than a puffer coat. Those are great if you want to look very casual, but if, for instance, I want to go to mass on Sundays, or if I want to go out to dinner, I want something that is going to look a little bit more tailored and dressed up. But a wool coat can also be paired with jeans, and a shirt can also be paired with a nice little skirt and some ballet flats and still look like it makes sense together. I already have a black wool coat and I have a tan wool coat. Again, they are not with me at this moment, so I'm looking into something in a gray or a navy. Leaning more towards navy just because it is a bit of color to a wardrobe that at the moment to me is much more beige, black, white, so maybe a navy can be that point of chromatic interest. I would love something with a shawl collar, perhaps a medium length, something that ties around the waist because it is a silhouette that I don't have yet and that I believe is absolutely timeless and will go with everything that I have in my wardrobe currently and also in the things that are about to get here. Third thing that I want to add to my wardrobe, and this is also in view of the changing seasons, is a gorgeous cozy fisherman's sweater. I have gifted this to my husband on Christmas last year, a traditional made in Ireland Aran sweater in this oatmeal color that is perfection. It has the thick kind of ribbed collar here. It truly doesn't require a lot of layering if it is not too cold. I believe that until November that would totally be perfect as an outer layer. I have seen so many beautiful brands that ship internationally but that are made locally in the traditional sort of historic artisanal way of making a fisherman sweater, and I really want to support this type of business. Just like with the cowboy boots, a sweater that is traditional and yet very geared towards country life will transition my wardrobe into this new phase of my style life. I again ask for your kind help. I want water resistant boots. These I'm not sure if I want to go the whole wellies rain boot route or if I want to go the more technical kind of, you know, those sort of puffer water repellent ones that have the soles that are kind of Trek-like. I'm always hesitant to go the more sporty route because you are kind of putting yourself in a corner when it comes to styling. You can never pair something that looks too outdoorsy with an outfit that is a bit more dressed up. And I'm not even saying that I want to wear this to a formal occasion, but just with other pieces, like if I want to pair it with a trench coat. I think that classic rain boots might look a bit less jarring styled with that than something that looks that it was made for, you know, trekking. But I'm not sure. I also don't want to get heel boots or anything like that. I used to have riding boots in Milan, but they were leather and I always felt terrible about just stepping in puddles with riding boots. It felt wrong to put the leather through that experience, but maybe I'm being too picky or, you know, too finicky about it. Something that I've realized that I don't have and that I see a lot of people around wearing, and perhaps I should too, is a duster cardigan. And I think the reason why I don't have it, it's because it's really easy to look like you're wearing a bathrobe. So if I could find something that was in a more luxurious, more elevated design, I would love that. I have a screenshot on my phone of Lydia Millen wearing this gorgeous cardigan that has something that looks like a shawl collar, has the big pockets at the front, has a very thick material. I'll add that picture here, and if you guys know of anything that I can find that it's similar to this, please let me know. It's so beautiful. It looks very plush and very comfy, but at the same time that cut and that neutral color really just makes it look dressed up in a way. It's the type of thing that I want to throw on if I need to go to the supermarket, if I want to just go outside for a little stroll and I don't want to throw on a coat. It's also great for layering with a shirt or with something that opens on the front like a knit cardigan. I think it would look really, really beautiful as well. You could add a scarf underneath. You could have a mock neck. It's a beautiful piece that that I find that if it is constructed just right, can just make everything so much easier when it comes to layering. Next up is this Lié Studio thin belt. This is a total must-have in anybody's closet, and I just realized that I don't have anything like this. I have different widths of belts, usually a bit thicker, but when you're trying to belt something that is more delicate, like perhaps a flowier dress, a knit dress, maybe a peplum top, something that doesn't require too much material, I think something thinner can look a bit more cohesive and more beautiful, a little bit more gracious. This one is beautiful, and I love the design because even though it is a simple design, you can see that it's not too fleshy. At the same time, it is luxuriously planned, so that square buckle with the round edges and the little rimming just gives it detail without having to resort to logos, which is something that I don't really love when it comes to belts. The black is totally calling my name because I'm gonna use it for the rest of my life. But with fall coming in, the suede version is also really beautiful. So I am really on the fence about it. I think it is a little added finishing detail that can make things look so much more thought out and planned. You just add a little belt and things start making more sense. And last but not least is, I wouldn't say this is a hole in my wardrobe. It's not missing, but I can never have too many pieces of jewelry, can I? It's just stronger than me. It's something that I cannot avoid. And I have been following Anne Sisteron on Instagram for a few months. I came across a video of her where she was discussing the luxury market and how it's behaving in a not ideal way at the moment. In fact, there's so much to say about that subject that if you guys are interested, I can do a video sort of exploring that topic as well, because I feel like we are at a very particular moment in luxury history. But she's just giving her super honest, very clear opinion about things, and I just think she's awesome. But Anne is not a content creator. She's actually the owner of a beautiful jewelry boutique, I think in Beverly Hills, which is very fancy. She has amazing taste. You can see by the way she dresses, by her makeup, by her hair, but also through the designs of her jewelry pieces. I particularly love her pearl necklaces. These are so nifty. The design is so smart because the clasp is magnetic, so you can sort of connect a bunch of strands together and make them longer or shorter. They are done in lengths that are kind of stackable, so they nest over each other perfectly. If you want to do that beautiful layered look, it's just really well thought out. She's also designed these beautiful kind of pendant charms that you can clip into the necklaces and personalize them. You can have a beautiful starburst, you can have a koi fish, you can have even a, if I'm not mistaken, a miraculous metal, which is totally my vibe. I love this type of product because even though you are paying a premium, and I must say that her prices are very fair and her range is quite wide when it comes to pricing, so I think that for a special occasion, for a special gift, you can totally find something that fits your budget. You're paying for something that is not obvious, something that not everybody has, something that is just an innovation in the market of jewelry. It's that special piece that would certainly elevate a look. I am particularly in love with the Baroque pearls, but also the coral is gorgeous. She has turquoise as well. It's the kind of place that I'm sure that if I had infinite amounts of money, I would basically buy the whole collection. This is it, everyone. These are the pieces that I have been craving to add to my collection. What do you guys think? Do you have any suggestions, any advice, any ideas? Let me know down in the comments. I am dying to do a video talking about my style. I wouldn't call it a transformation. I wouldn't call it an evolution. just this new chapter in my style journey. I need time to see how I adapt. Many of you have been asking about it, that's why I'm rambling on. But as soon as I feel like myself in this new place, I'll make sure to shoot that as well. Also, if there's anything you would like to see on the channel in terms of videos, I need inspiration at the moment since I don't have any clothes to inspire me. It would be much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see each other again next time. Bye bye.